right? So I like to say Barak the Hawa, Barak the Hawa Shah, Barak the Hawa, Barak the Hawa Shah, Bahashir Makah Hakadash. Double honors the apostles and elders of GMS and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So we back with another lesson on the wicked. You know, this is gonna be a part two on the wicked. So we're gonna get into Job 5 and 12. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hand could not perform their enterprise, right? And who disappointed the devices of the crafty? Well, Yahweh Shem Shah, Yahweh being a father and Yahweh Shah being a son, disappointed the devices of the crafty. The crafty is who? Esau, Edom, right? It says, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried uh, headlong. They meet with darkness in daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night, right? Because that's how the wicked works. The wicked work by plotting and planning while you people are, you know, sleeping, while you people are working. They use different entertainment systems to keep you people totally distracted. So you don't try to get into no research or get into anything that you could find out about these devils. So they keep everything on the low, right? That's why the Most High said what he have to reveal their nakedness, man, right? Luke chapter 8 verse 17 said that which is in the dark shall come to light, man. So what these devils do in the dark shall come to light, and you can see a lot of that is coming to light. All of the wickedness that these devils are doing upon the earth is really being brought out, and it goes to show you how contrary these devils are towards righteousness, because the earth is filled with wickedness, man. Matter of fact, actually, let me get this in a book of Ezra's. Ezra's Second Maccabees. I don't know why I'm thinking of the book of Second Ezra. Right. So this is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 1. We're gonna get to the point, man. Let me see. Is that Second Maccabees or First Maccabees? Yeah, that's First Maccabees. Yeah, it's Salakia Akim. Right. So this is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 7. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon their heads, which is the four generals. Right. If you go into the history, um, it says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them. Many years, and evils were multiplied on the earth. So evils was multiplied on the earth, right? So when these devils started to rule, going back from the Greeks to the Romans, and then to what you call today, coming out of Europe, which is the so-called Americans or the elite banker families, the Rothschilds, the Abrahams, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Bilderbergs, you know, they're still doing what? They're still ruling over the earth. So it says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphany, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. So I want to say Salakia on that from my first video, because I said the beginning of the wicked was doing the Roman Empire, but actually the beginning of the wicked was doing the Grecians, man. Right? Which you had a lot of Israelites that dwelt in there. There's a good book you could get, and it's actually 3 volumes to it. It's called uh, I know one book is called the Black Athens, and there's 3 volumes of a book that's called the Black Grecians, I believe, or uh, yeah, the Black Grecians or something like that. I will have to look it up because I got them saved on my Amazon because I'm gonna buy them myself. But you can do some Google research on it, and it'll literally go over videos on the Black Grecians and because it goes the Black Corinth. It goes into the Black Corinth, which the Black Corinth was one of the first cities in in the Greeks, right? The Greek civilization. So it says First Maccabees chapter 1, um, verse 10. It says, "And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned 137 years of the kingdom of the Greeks." So the beginning of wickedness upon the earth came out of the Greeks, which were Edomites. Then from the Greeks, the Roman Empire, because how the Roman Empire started was going back into what the uh, I want to say the 1100 BC. That was during the period of the Etruscan Empire. Now, during the period of the Etruscan Empire, the Romans came out of that, and then the Romans became established out of the Etruscans, and then that's how they was built up. So again, going back into First Maccabees 1 and 10, it says, "And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus surnamed Epiphany, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome." It says, "And he reigned in 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks." Right, and then you had our people mingle up in there. That's why it tells you that you had uh, you had a men out of Israel, the wicked men of Israel, that uh, had a covenant with them, man. Right, and that's how that Israelites were even called Greeks during that time, because um, he will make Israel pretty much do away with their laws that was given unto them by Yahweh Shem Shai, and they will follow the laws of the Grecians, and they will follow the ordinances of the Grecians. So they will pretty much do away with their whole inheritance and follow after the Grecians. So after a period of time, Israel would have children, and from those children will be known as Greeks, just like America today. If people of other nations came to America and gave birth to a child, that child would be what? An American, right? Even though that father and the mother was born in a whole different nation, right? So let's go to Job, man, right? Because how is the wicked being established? And you can see how the wicked is being established by their riches, man. By their riches is how they've been established, right? So we're gonna get what is that? Job 20:21. Let's get Job 21 real quick. Salakia. Coming down with the sniffles, right? Let's see here. Right, so this is Job 20:5, and then I believe I'm gonna get Job 21 too, because this tell you how they are established in their riches. But I'm gonna real quick get Job the 20th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 5th verse, because this shows the actions of the wicked, and how the actions will move here on earth, man. I should have brought like a towel or something. Coming down with the sniffles, man. Job 20:5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short. Right, and who is the wicked? Well, goes back to Esau, Edom, right? Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, Job chapter 9 verse 24. The wicked is who? The so-called white man, right? It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, right? Doesn't he? Right? He got his satellites and his spaceships all in the upper atmosphere, right? And his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So the Most High is gonna bring these devils down, man. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more be found, behold him. Because when these devils go into captivity, after a period of time, they're going to be burnt off the face of the earth, man. There's not gonna be any more so-called white people on the earth anymore, man. The Most High is about to bring judgment down upon these Edomites. I mean, look at all of the things that they have done throughout history. Look at the wickedness that they have done throughout history. You think they're not gonna pay for that? They're gonna have to pay for that, man. Right? Hey, the scripture says, "For the eyes of the Lord are in all places," man. I think that's Sirach, the 32nd chapter. It says his children shall seek to please the poor, and right, because you had two so-called black people, right, homeless. Esau, a multi-million dollar man, told them that the two so-called black people that was homeless could stay with them. That's them seeking to please the poor. So the scriptures are factual, man. That's them seeking to please the poor, because the poor is who? Those that are afflicted. When you go back to that Hebrew word for poor, it means afflicted ones, right? And who's being afflicted? Well, that's easy to see. The so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are being afflicted, man. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, right? Because you have a whole lot of so-called white people in a Black Lives Matter rioting, right? Holding up Black Lives Matter signs and all of that madness. That's them seeking to please the poor. And his hands shall restore their goods, right? But in order for Esau hands to restore our goods, we gotta wait for the coming of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because everything on earth is made for us, man. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that in the book of Second Ezra, right? Precept must be upon precept. This is Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. It says, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all." So all people, all nations come out of Adam. "And the people also whom thou hast chosen," which is who? The Israelites. Isaiah 44:1, right? He said, "Israel, my chosen." It says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake." So the world is made for our sakes, man. So everything that is within the world was made for us. So it's going to return unto us. But in order for that to happen, we got to wait ye upon the Lord, man. Right? We got to wait upon the Lord to make his move upon the wicked, right? Or Jake try to take up arms against these devils, and you're going to be fighting up against his FBI agents, CIA agents, his cops, right? His National Guards, his armies, which you're not going to win. You're not going to win, because Jake can't shoot a gun for shit. It says, "His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of sin." So his bones are full of sin. Now, when you go back to the book of Second Thessalonians, let's go back to Second Thessalonians real quick. Let's go to Second Thessalonians. You already know what I'm about to get. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition," which is the son of destruction. Who caused destruction upon the earth? Well, look at Afghanistan, right? Look at Iraq, you know, look at before and after pictures of when these devils goes to, invade these nations, right? To push their policies within their lands, to push his people within the power seat within those lands and control the population, right? So the man of sin, Salakia, the man of sin being Esau Edom, the son of prediction, the son of destruction. So Job 20 and 11, it says, "His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth," because that's how the devil is. He will hide how he feel about you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He will hide that, you know. He will hide it under his tongue. He'll shake your hand and tap you on the back, and he can hate your guts, hate how you look, hate your skin color, hate your hair, hate your eyes, hate your lips. Hey, he shows it all the time. He shows it in his anime shows, right? He'd paint you with a black face and big lips, man. There's no so-called black person in the world, man. There's no, look, I'm brown. I'm not the color of my shirt. I'm not the color of my sweater, man. I'm not the color of my hair. Well, shit, actually, my hair looks more brown than the color of the sweater, man. So Esau paint you black with big red ass lips, man. You don't even have red lips. You got brown lips. The majority of the time, Jake got brown lips. So the devil mocking, but you don't even know how to mock. That's why these so-called white people that tries to be comedians can't be comedians because you ain't funny, man. So-called white people, you not funny, man, at all. You ain't like Jake, man. Jake got flavor. Jake got style. That's why the scriptures tell you in Jeremiah 51:19, it says, "For Jacob is not like them." Jacob isn't like the other nations, man. Now, Jacob does try to compass the deeds of the wicked. Yes, he does, but he's not like you. Jake is just following after you. That's why the scripture says, "Is Jacob a homeborn slave?" Right? It's Isaiah 5:13. It says, "You have went into captivity because you have no knowledge. You have followed after your lovers, man." So the Most High said, "For I have given you unto your lovers." So it says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yet his meat and his biles is turned. It is the gall of Asaph's within him. Right? Look what he did to the Native Americans. He created a treaty. He made a treaty with them, turned his back on them, gave them smallpox, different diseases, burnt their tits, killed their children. Look what he did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics. His history proved what type of man he is. It says, he have swallowed down riches, right? So this is going into his riches. This is how you know a trait of the wicked upon the earth is that he will be one of the richest. They will be one of the richest people on the earth, right? Who are the richest people on the earth? Well, the so-called Jews, man. The so-called Jews, right? He have swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High have cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of Asap. It says the viper's tongue shall slay him. So really soon, all that he have will be given back unto the Lord's people, right? So this is Job chapter 21, verse let's see, verse 7. It says, "Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power." You can see that with Esau, man, right? The wicked live, they become old, and they're still mighty in power, right? They're your generals, they're your commanders, right? They're your leaders, right? Your so-called leaders, right? It says their seed is established in their sight, right? Because everything they have, they will give it unto their children, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. I think that's Psalms, if I'm sure, I think it's Psalms 117. Let me try to grab it real quick. If I can't find it, I'm gonna move on because this phone don't have enough memory to hold too much of the video. See if I can get that in the book of Psalms. Psalms 17 and this is Psalm 17:14. It says, actually, I started at 13. "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." It says, "From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in his life." Right? Esau have his portion in his life, right? "And whose belly thou filleth with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes." So they'll leave all their riches to their children, man, right? And their children would live in what? Their riches, their ways, and how they do things. This is obvious to see, man. See, when you really get it, if the spirit is on you to really break down these scriptures, man, you start really seeing who the wicked is on the earth, man. A lot of people won't see it, right? A lot of people think that, the wicked or the main wicked is spiritual Satan. No, Esau, Edom, is the physical counterpart of spiritual Satan, man. Right? Satan ain't down here making vaccines. Satan ain't down here who have created an AIDS virus or the SARS 1 or uh, hepatitis, right? Or these just different diseases altogether. That's all men made, right? That's all men made by the wicked. You ain't got a Hellboy in a science lab creating shit. Come on, man. You people are mad. It says their Job 21:8, their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring bring forth their eyes. It says Salakia, offspring before their eyes. It says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Even in here in Arizona, you can go to like Sun City West, you know, different places in Goodyear, just different places. Period. Where these so-called white people live, they got gated communities, they got security guards, they got officers on the call immediately. Their houses are safe from fear, but Jake fear all the time. You know, Jake houses isn't protected out here, man. If I just moved over a little bit, you see the houses out here, they're not protected by community gates, man. They're not protected. You're not protected. What are you protected by? Right? Maybe your father that have a gun in his under his bed or something, right? The man that's in the house with a gun under his bed or something. That's how you protect it. You pull that trigger and your ass is gonna get your ass is going to jail too. Hell no. The laws here in America are madness, man. Esau trying to find any excuse to lock Jake up, man, even when Jake trying to protect himself from his own people if need be. So it says their seed is established in their sight with them and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. It says their bull gurneth and felleth not, right? Because they can have cattle, and you're not gonna see their cattle dead out on the road anywhere or dead in their fields. The only time you're gonna see a dead cattle is when they decide to pick that motherfucker up with a hook and dump his body in some type of grinder, man. It says their calveth, calveth, and casteth not her young. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. Right, their children dance, man. You see these so-called white people, man. That's all they're doing, is being happy and dancing, going to clubs, going to these big rap stadiums and R&B stadiums or whatever. Here, they happy, man. Jake over here is going through it, man. Jake, Jake going through it, man. Jake gotta work every day of his fucking life. Jake back bad. His back is bad. His neck is bad. Your knees get bad, right? You gotta deal with a demon ass woman that only want to put you through hell. Jake got bad credit. Jake catching hell, man. Jake catching hell, man. Right? That's Haggai chapter 1 verse 6, man. You know, Jake will work, but all that money that he's working for is put in a bag full of hoes, man. You got rent to pay, you got a water bill, you got a gas bill, you got a car note, car insurance. You got to pay for the parts if your car start breaking down, right? If something's going wrong with the house, you got to pay for that. Jake catching hell, man. Damn. Jake catching hell. It says they take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at all the sounds of the organ. Right, man. They happy to hear the music, man. That Jake hear music, and that music, Jake hear music, and sometimes that music can have Jake get emotional, man. Cause Jake know he hurt. Jake know he hurt in his system. You know, they spend their days in wealth. Esau spend his days in wealth, man. Like I said, just go to these white neighborhoods, man. They doing good, man. They straight. They ain't catching a rod of the Most High, man. It says, and in a moment go down to the grave. There you go. They live and they die, man. These Edomites, they live such happy lives that even when they asses are at an old age, they still want to be living, man. They still want to live through more generations of their children, right? Because they just living a life. Jake, man, Jake don't want to live a long life. You know, and that's not all Jake, but some Jake don't want to live a long life here in America because you're constantly being prosecuted, man, on all sizes. You know, and that's for the that's for uh the jakes that have really waken up to the society that they're living in, man. It says they spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? It says, lo, their goods is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the counsel of the wicked put out? And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? The Most High distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. The Most High left up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. So that's pretty much all I wanted to get on that, man. So other than that, we pretty much got how the wicked is established, man, and that the wicked ruleth over the earth today, and he ruleth in wealth, right? And that's obvious to see, man. If you was to ask somebody, who the wicked is, and they'll scratch their head and not know, but the wicked is obvious to see. Who's on your dollar bill? Who's your presidents, your mayors, your senators, your vice presidents, your governors, right? And though you have a couple so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans in there, they don't make up the whole chart of your legislative, judicial, or executive branch, man. Plain and simple, right? So let's get some judgment on these devils, man. Now you got Satan flying all around me, these damn flies. Let's get some judgment on Esau, man. The vengeance of the Most High. So we're gonna start off in the book of Ezekiel, right? Let's go to Ezekiel 35, and we're gonna start at the first verse. This is Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Now, who dwelleth in Mount Seir? Well, when you go into the book of let's get it real quick. Exodus. No, is that Exodus? I mean, is that Genesis? I think that's Genesis. Let me see, which one is that? Genesis. Salakia, bear with me for a second, Akim. Right. So, Genesis 36:8, it says, "Thus dwelt Esau and Mount Seir. Esau is Edom, and these are the generations of Esau, right? The father of the Edomites and Mount Seir. So who dwelleth in Mount Seir? Esau, Edom, man. The Edomites. So when the scriptures talk about Esau, it's talking about the Edomites, man. So again, Ezekiel 35:5. 1, Salakia, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. It says, and prophesied against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, right? Because the Most High is preparing thermonuclear missiles, man. You see these nations are getting ready to go to war with America, man. You see military activity on a heavy level, man. At any moment, anything can happen. It was said that there's actually Chinese troops in Canada right now, right? So how did Chinese troops get into Canada? So a lot of you people, man, don't know what's going on in the world, man. You don't know what's going on, man. That whole stunt that Vladimir Putin pulled by sending troops to Ukraine was to show a force of power, but I believe it was also a distraction, man. It was also a distraction for what is really planned. So it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesied against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual mean continual hatred, and have shed the blood of the children of Israel, being the so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans. It says, by the force of the sword. The sword represents what? the modern day gun.